You're listening to Truly Unruly with Marcus and Jessica Trufant. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Truly Unruly with Marcus and Jessica Trufant. My name is Kel. What did you do?
I'm just going to back this mic up. I said, hey, and it echoed through
aggressive.
the whole house.
Oh,
really
you messed
loud.
up my
Okay.
intro. Dang. Well, that's Marcus.
My bad.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
And that is Jessica.
Hey.
What's up, y'all? All right, we got an interesting email. It's a little deep, but we'll just try to navigate our way through it, I guess. So I'm gonna read it to you guys and give your best advice. Here we go.
We're here to help. Yes, we are.
This was the line that got me. I found out my dad isn't my biological father. Here we go. So I've been carrying something that has completely turned my life upside down, and I don't know where to go from here. I'm an adult, and a few weeks ago, I took a 23andMe DNA test just for fun. Instead, I discovered the man I've called my dad my entire life isn't my biological father. I was able to find and confirm who my biological father is, but now I'm left with so many questions. The biggest one is whether the man who raised me even knows I'm not his daughter. And honestly, I don't know if he's been lied to all these years too. The more I think about it, the more I believe my mom knew the truth the entire time. Looking back, I was always treated differently than my brothers and sisters. And now I can't stop wondering if this is why. I feel hurt, angry, and betrayed, but I don't want to make things worse. I know I need to confront my mom, but I have no idea how to do it without blowing up my entire family. How would you guys handle this? Do I deserve answers, or should I just leave the past alone? Thanks.
Dun, dun, dun.
What you think?
Wow. Well, I don't know. Your past directly influences your present state. So maybe it's something that you should explore about it, possibly that her mom possibly might know that the biological dad, or that the stepdad, I guess you would call him. Well, her dad might not be her dad. And if her mom knew about it, woo, the scandal. That's some fucking diabolical shit. And so, but why? And when she said she was treated differently, what does that mean?
I don't know.
I wonder if it was from the mom or from the dad. But if the dad knew, then maybe you do get treated differently. But
right. So
and this is a she, right, Kel? A she?
You know what? It doesn't say, but like how this is written, it does sound like this was written by a woman.
Yeah, we assumed it was.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I assumed it was a woman too for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, it don't matter. My take is, man, yeah, tough and does rock your world, but I don't know how old this young lady or fella is, but what do you do, right? And did you have a terrible upbringing? I don't know if it really matters, but you're here now, right? So what do you do from here? And maybe this is why she sent in the email,
right.
But it matters, but it doesn't matter, right? You got to continue to move forward, and you got decisions to make if you want to bridge those gaps, right? And
so then it matters.
Well, if she wants it to matter, right? If she's doing okay and she felt like she had an okay childhood and the father was good to her.
Sounding like she might not have. She was treated differently.
She said she was treated differently, but I'm not sure what that means. If she was taken care of and things were okay, and like, I don't know. I don't know what treated differently
it can mean many things.
Means, right? Yeah, that can mean many things. So I don't know. It could have been worse if you had the dad. I don't know. So that's why I say, like, it matters. Yeah, it rocks your world. It's one of those things that you really have to look back and be like, damn, okay, I really didn't know, but you had a father figure that was there, though. You weren't left without, right? So now you can be like, okay, this is my biological and all that kind of stuff, and go through those type of conversations. But it's one of those things that you have to get over. You can't let it eat you up, right? And if she's doing okay and she got her shit together, then she can pat herself on the back.
I beg to differ. So she has taken the steps to get her DNA test,
which we don't know if all that is actual and factual. I thought I just heard of something that came out that said that all that stuff was
it's a grand guesstimate, possibly,
or just fake in general, right? But we won't talk about that.
I don't. Right. Well, my thing is when you're connecting with distant relatives and it's proven that they are really your relatives, I don't know how there's possibly things that are, I mean, come on now. There's a lot of shit that's fake. There's a lot of shit that has fake sprinkled all in it.
Just like this young lady's dad.
But there is some accuracy in it. So anyway, she takes the steps to find, I don't know, to explore her lineage, and finds out that she has a different father. Or mom. Guess what? I am on 23andMe. I just got my results back. This shit isn't true anyway, right? Because it just said that so-and-so is my biological dad. Explain. Tell me he's lying. That's all you have to do. You know, you're not blowing up the whole family system. You inquired about something and you got an answer. And about you saying she needs to let it go, I do not believe in open loops. I'm a closed loop person. I need things to have meaning and attach meaning to it so I can release it. And so that is an open loop.
Well, I guess
and when you're trying to complete yourself, close the loop.
When I said let it go, don't let it crush you, especially if you're doing well now, is what I'm saying. You get the information and you do ask these questions, but if you're doing okay and you made it this far and your dad or your so-called dad was pretty good to you, then like, okay, that's an okay thing, right? And yeah, there were some secrets and stuff like that, and you got to work through that. I get it, but all I was trying to say is don't let that maybe change that relationship you had with your fake dad, especially if he didn't know. And even if he did know, he took you in and he treated you like his own, right? And I think you got to respect that, right?
But it might not really be about that.
That's what I'm saying. So
it's just
I was just kind of touching on that.
Is that
I get what you're saying about the open loop and you need the information. That makes sense. So I don't want to sound insensitive by saying just get over it. That's not really what I meant. But don't let that stop you and change the progress that you've made.
I don't think she's saying it was. Or this person was saying, why do I keep saying this person was saying it was? This person is really focused on who the fuck did it.
Right. But we got to get to mom.
Who's guilty?
We got to get to mom. We can't let mom slide. And that's like, and I know it happens every day, all the time. We've seen enough Maury shows to know that things happen, right? But I think there's something to honesty and being truthful in that type of situation.
Right.
Eventually. I don't know. What do you say? You do it then, or you do it when the kid's of a certain age, or what's the...
Or you reach out to the dad yourself and find out.
But I'm saying from the mom's perspective, what's her responsibility if she knows that this isn't
her responsibility is to tell the fucking truth. Like, what the fuck? You have a grown child. To continue to hold a narrative that doesn't fit anymore is fucking weird, and that's for your protection. Free her, release her, tell her the truth, even if you're torched for it. It is what it is. There's consequences for decisions.
Hey, baby, these women's, man. I tell you, these women folk.
I think part of this, too, we have to keep in mind is I feel like this person is coming from a place where mentally they probably feel a little betrayed or a little now like, hey, okay, the stepdad or the adopted dad took care of you, whatever. That's great. And if they do have a good relationship, he or she knows at the end of the day that will always be their dad because, he held it down. But there's the other part where you're like, who the hell am I? I don't even know who the hell the other half of me is now because this other person's done showed up telling me that I have some 90 to 80 some percent blood match, right? On 23andMe. So now you're wondering, like, I have this whole other family that I don't even know about. I don't even know this person. This person, for all we know, might have some kind of health issues, don't know where they come from, because now you have this, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot to it. And there's a lot, I feel like, to unpack where I could see where, real quick, the whole thing of being treated different. What I take away from that is he or she was probably treated like the redhead stepchild. That, you know what I'm saying? You don't say, oh, well, and have core memory as an adult to say, well, you know what? I do remember always being treated different. That means some unfair, some fucked up shit probably have happened if you have a core memory as an adult that you remember during my upbringing. I was obviously treated different from everyone else, right?
And so if that's the case, I feel like everybody else had to know then, except for this person, because you're not going to treat a person differently.
Right.
Just cause.
Right. Somebody has to have prior knowledge.
Right. Yeah. Someone has to be privy.
That had to be mom and dad, or maybe just mom. I don't know. Right.
Please treat it differently. Like my voice memo said, I was been treated like the redheaded stepchild my whole fucking life. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I think the mom might have been privy to something, because I mean, if someone is actually coming out saying that they were treated different, I think there might have been the animosity of like, oh yeah, that's his kid,
right? And she hated the dad, right?
Sometimes,
and she's passing off that energy.
Sometimes, and then you know what? If the daughter processes that deeply, she'll have to reckon with that too.
The mom,
because that's the truth. That and the mom. That's why you don't want to admit it. You don't want to say those things. You don't have to admit that you accepted or that you had these feelings and then acted because of the feelings. It's like that the innocent child was not privy to and aware of. So you know what? Some things happen for a reason. So
yeah. What do you think what do you guys think should happen with the mom? I mean,
I think the mom should she needs to be, she doesn't have to, but it would be good for her to sit this person down and kind of give some background and kind of go through everything. And then if the person wants to reach out to the biological father, then they should do that. But the mom, I believe, has a duty to give some information and give some background and help this child that's now an adult through this process. If she's doing it right. I feel like it's nasty work if you're just gonna...
Well, I was gonna say, is she healed? Is she's
right? Probably not.
Is she ready? Because
she still got a duty.
She's not gonna receive it well.
She still has a duty. And it's not about her.
But people who haven't worked on themselves, it is about them until they realize it's not.
You get over it and be in the moment and lay in it. And you made that bed, right?
Right. But that's hard.
I have a question for you. Yeah, I have a question for you guys. Why, and this might be very vague, but why do people do shit like this? When one day your child is going to be an adult, and we live in the world of fucking technology, gets better every 5 to 10 years. Lord knows what's going to come out the next 5, 10, 20 after this. And the mom just think like, oh, you know what? She'll just never find out. Like or he or she will never find out. They'll never know, and just go through your whole life carrying that. Like, cause I feel like that's a shitty person. Like if I knew
shitty people.
No, you're right. But like, like if let's say if I was a mother and I knew that my kid had a different dad, like I'm not going to go through my kid's whole life, them not knowing that, and then me carrying that. Like, I feel like you have to be a narcissist and a really shitty person to carry something like that.
You'll carry
Or
it to your grave to
people do it
protect
every day.
yourself and
That's
to escape having
that's
to
what I was gonna
face
say.
the fucking feeling.
You
live in layers
preservation.
of denial, or
Self-preservation is
she might have thought about it, but she's
strong.
still like, fuck, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
Or
I'll do it
just
later.
not-
I'll do it later. I'll do it later.
Right,
Eventually,
right.
I'll get to it, and it's easy. It's just easier not to do it, right?
Right.
And
And
so
maybe she knew eventually this person was going to find out. But again, that doesn't mean that the mom is going to respond in a way that is.
You lie so much, you start to believe the lie. And she tells herself that,
Right.
Yeah.
You lie to yourself so much.
Yeah, then it's that bullshit where it's like, well, I did it because I did it to protect you.
Mm-hmm.
From what?
Don't ever let somebody use that lame fucking excuse.
Having to face the music.
It was to protect me.
Protecting
from you.
Themselves, yeah.
It was to protect me from you.
But you know, it's so much of this that goes on, though. There's like, and I don't know the exact situation, and we don't have all the details of how it played out and the timing and all that. But
if you're willing to deceive your child,
right? If you're willing to deceive the man as well, right? Because we don't know if the dad was in on it or not. Like I said, we've seen enough.
It could be a double whammy.
That's what I'm saying. So,
Paul Murray.
It's like,
I think that's the reason why she ain't said, and the mama ain't never said nothing. I think
that's what I'm saying.
I think she was lying to that man too.
That is extra.
If think about it, like
it's normal.
If
it's not diabolical. That's
it's
like
normal. You see it on you.
That's
see it.
a normal
it's like a
thing, and I know us men get painted in a lot of different ways, and but that is a normal thing. I mean, it happens all the time.
What's wild with this 23andMe is, in my own life, I have known people now that have found family members. They have found siblings, like especially like boomers. If you know any boomers,
my
I know a gang of boomers who's like, yeah,
found
man,
her sister.
We just found out we have another sister and another brother, and it's like once a year they're finding a new family member, and I'm like, this was the era. I mean, but think about it. This was the time when Dad had a second family and he went across town. When Mama wasn't acting right and wasn't giving it up, he was going to the lady across town in the muumuu and was having kids with her.
Not even that. I'm not going to give us the excuse. It was just a thing that we did because we could at that time. Right? So it wasn't even about the mama. It was just because we wanted more.
Women weren't cracking the fuck down yet.
We wanted more. So
and expecting more.
We're not going to talk about today's women, though. You're talking about cracking down yet, but it was just a different time. And the women were more, I'm going to be here for the kids type of situation, right? I think back in those days, I'm going to do the family. I'm going to do all that.
I don't know. As you can see, things change. Back then, you could go have a second family, but family is so...
Technology,
we so need family. Family, it's like, stick it. And it's like...
Man, and Pops took care of both families, though. So, been no harm, no foul.
One family.
Listen, I swear to God, I am convinced that my grandmother on my dad's side, her father, my great-grandfather, I swear to God, he had another family. Here's the reason why. I used to ask my grandma, when I finally reconnected with them, and I was like, tell me about like your childhood and like your parents and, growing up in Texas and all this stuff, right? And she was like, my father would go and leave for like months, come back, drop off some money, stay for a couple days, and then leave again to go back to work. And she was convinced. And I'm sitting here looking and I'm like, Grandma, this man had another family.
And
you know what I'm saying? Like, and
that's before
and how she would
explain
legal. Listen, yeah, and how she would explain it to me, I would sit there and be like, ooh, this man totally had another fucking family. But I think back in those days, like my great grandmother, she probably knew and just put up with it.
Yes.
Because like you said, Jess, you couldn't get divorced back then. Yeah. And he was coming and bringing money and was paying for his kids. You know what I'm saying? But I am convinced, if any of my cousins are watching this, hell, if my dad's watching this, Grandma Mary's daddy had another family. I don't care what anyone says. But like I am convinced. I am convinced. Like, there's just no way. Like, you can't sit there and say, oh, he left. And it wasn't like my great grandfather worked on a boat, was working on a fishing boat, right? She's like, he would. I'm like, well, where'd he go and work? She's like, I don't know. He would just leave for 6 months at a time and then come back and then leave for another 6 months. It's crazy.
But he checked in.
Yeah, he'd go back to Houston. He'd go back to Houston and drop off some money and then leave again.
Right. That's the crazy part of it, but
that is crazy. And well, it says colonial and U.S. Early U.S. era, they granted divorce for extreme issues like adultery, while some southern states required individual acts of state legislatures. But in the 18th and 19th century, let's see, South Carolina was a notable exception, completely banning divorce until 1949.
Yeah, I was talking about like in the 50s and like the 60s, our parents' eras and shit.
Still, it's kind of a long, people, so, I'm sure and it probably was men still thought they was about to play the streets. But what I find interesting is they were granting divorce for adultery. Were they really? That doesn't even sound right. But
I think what it sounds like to me, I think it's if you had money, you can get divorced.
There were strict laws. Like I said, women did not even. Anyways, you could abuse your wife until it was outlawed. So don't even go there.
If you were a white male and you had bread and you were from an upper echelon, you could get divorced. But if you were just regular common folk, I don't think they were grant divorce like that. Unless it was some, and I think back then it was like state by state, right? Jess, it was state by state, so like every state had their own legislation of how they handled divorce.
Yeah,
I assume.
Yep.
Yeah, and down in the South, like think about it. It's only as good as who enforces it, right? So it's like, oh, adultery. All right, who's enforcing it though? Right?
So, like I said, these rules are arbitrary. Okay, we're gonna do adultery now, and then no, now we're gonna include this now, and no, it's like, get out of here.
But you know what they did though? They did it. What they did was they just changed it, and now it's in reconcilable. Was it in reconcilable?
Irreconcilable. Yes, in reconcilable.
Like that's
difference.
That's how they changed it. It's like how they changed from whites only or no blacks allowed to we have the right to refuse service. That's how you change that language up.
You're right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You're right. Yeah.
Like
and you put it in a more quote unquote politically correct way to say it.
Yeah, meanings.
It's not what you say, it's just how you say it.
Right.
Right. Why do I keep getting the thumbs down when I put my finger up?
California became the first state to pass a no-fault divorce law in 1969, allowing couples to split due to irreconcilable differences. Other states quickly adopted similar laws, with New York becoming the last state to add no-fault options in 2010. My God, really? What the fuck were they waiting for? I'm not quite sure. Anyways.
Well, it was a what would I call it? Like a religious thing, right?
You shouldn't have to have a reason to get a divorce.
I'm saying
if you don't have a reason to get married, like
why that it spilled over and they made it so tough. It was supposed to be forever in the union and all this kind of stuff. It was a religious thing.
Anyway,
you are in a Christian country.
Are we?
Allegedly.
That's allegedly. We're just speaking those words. Actions.
In God we trust. Okay, it says it. But quote unquote, this is a Christian country, so I'd see like, like it's interesting. Like this, Jess, being raised Catholic. You know how the Catholics are when it comes to divorce. Like they're like, you're gonna get struck down and like burned in fucking oil.
I was just saying, I grew up Catholic. I grew up going to hell my entire life.
Me too.
I don't know. I grew up Catholic. I grew up going to hell. Everything I did was a sin, and I'm going directly to hell. So that's been my experience.
What does that do to the psyche? Of a young person, especially.
Fucks with you.
Why
It
do
fucks
you
with you.
see? Why do you see everybody walking around the same?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
we're scared.
Yeah, no, it fucks with you. It's definitely, yeah, especially when you're indoctrinated in that at a very, very young age of like, hey, remember, if you do this, you're gonna go to hell.
Right.
And it's like,
Guess
what?
what?
They're
You want to
always
know
watching.
something? When you're born, you don't know anything. And how do you learn about those things? Somebody tells you.
Mhm.
You've never seen it. You've never witnessed it for yourself. Nobody
Facts.
can
That's
prove
right.
it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
anyway.
We've talked about this, Jess. Remember when we did our one-on-one episode, we talked about how being born with original sin, and then you have to get baptized, and you get baptized as a baby. And I'm like, I didn't have a choice in that. Maybe I didn't want that.
That's what I'm
and just-
saying. So everything is
Yeah.
so interesting.
It's interesting.
But yeah.
Yeah. So do you think, Jess, that the stepdad, I guess, he's kind of in on this too? Or do you think he's in the dark also? Because I think he's in the dark also about this. Like, I don't think he knows. And I think if he finds out, he'll probably be devastated.
Yes, if he is in the dark, like I said, she's killing so many people with one stone. If he's in the dark, he's going to come to the light. And so we'll see if their marriage will be able to withstand such a deep betrayal. So, like I said, there are consequences for choices and behavior and withholding information and stuff that can help people develop and close loops and do all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, but if he knew and participated in the different treatment
lie.
of this, right, that's shame on
grimy.
both of them. Like, grow the fuck up. Somebody tell the truth. I don't know. So we got performers and Academy Awards to give out if that's the case.
I don't know. From my point of view, I don't even think I would even be able to like trust my mom ever again after something like that. Like, do you trust her? Can you trust her? Because it's like, well, damn, what else have you lied to me to? It seems like you'll lie about trivial shit, right?
Right. Trust is lost, but
you
there
forgive?
are actions. I don't know. What is that? People claim they forgive all the time, but I doubt it.
I think you forgive, but you don't unsee, or you don't you can't forget
right
things. So
you forgive, but
yeah, but it's
did
still
you
there.
forgive with like a free heart?
I don't think you're changed. You're changed forever from certain stuff, right? And so you can forgive and you can move on, but it's still there and it's going to surface every blue moon. But you have to be intentional about what you're doing, right?
Yeah. I think she can regain trust with her mom, but her mom has to be totally honest, take accountability.
Right. Can
That's
the mom forgive herself
for a woman
and
to
then
ever do.
allow the person, the child's space.
Right. And the mom is a human too, so she needs to forgive herself and kind of go through her own
it's a whole process.
Work too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we said a woman needs to take accountability. Ooh, shit.
No such thing, right?
Zero.
No.
Such
Everybody
thing.
needs to take accountability.
I know, but
y'all just don't do that though. Because
I'll just say from social media, yeah.
No, y'all be like, well, he made me do this. This is why I act like this.
There's a laundry list of things that made it so for you to act this way, right?
I don't adhere by those things anymore. So I wouldn't know.
Good.
Interesting.
That's great to hear. That's growth. God damn it. All right. Well, to close out, I think we all agree he should say something to the mom, have a conversation. Wait, real quick though, before we end. Conversation with mom first, then conversation with the dad, the stepdad, or do you do it with both of them in the room? I'm savage enough. I'm doing it with both of them in the room because you can't fuck up now, right?
Her choice. I think it's her choice or what she wants to do. I don't think there's a right or wrong way. I think it's her choice or how she wants to do it.
Well, being that the mom had the baby, I would go directly to the source.
Well, she's been lying for, I don't know how old this person is, but she's been lying or I guess keeping the secret for forever. So why go to her, right?
Because somebody has to say, yeah, you're right.
Well, if she already knows from the research she's done with the 23andMe joint, then.
But we just talked about closing the loop. You got to address the person in order to close that loop too.
But do you put some kind of pressure on the mom? Like, do you have the other siblings there, like, to back you? Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about full court press. You've been lied to your whole adult fucking life. Like, you got to put the press on. Like, you got to press this motherfucker because I don't want well, I don't, all this talking in circles and you saying a whole lot of everything about nothing. Fuck all that. Like, I feel like
okay,
the
but
mom
the thing
needs
is,
to be pressed.
She doesn't need to be pressed because if you think she's lying, I would go directly and reach out to the biological dad.
That's why I'm saying maybe you go dad first. That's why I'm saying maybe there's a
information.
There's a situation to where you.
But maybe he
first.
don't even
I already
know.
said that.
That's the thing, though. The biological dad.
You didn't already say that. What
I did.
You said is
rewind
maybe you
the
go
footage.
to the mom.
No, I said the dad. Go ahead.
Because you need to close the loop.
You might want to go to right. Okay. Anyways. Okay. It doesn't matter. Maybe I didn't say first, but I said you go to the dad.
Because I'm like the real dad. He probably might not even know he has a fucking kid.
But once he does, I think, well, maybe it might jog his memory who she is.
Mama could have been a one night stand.
He
could have been.
He doesn't need his memory jogged. He knows.
Maybe not though. Like Kel said, maybe it was just I don't know. But if she wants to move forward now that she has opened this box.
Literally.
Like I said,
that boy's on a roll over there.
You've got to close every circle so you can, gather as much information as you can.
Hey, I'm just saying they be hiding pregnancies out here. Okay, that shit really be going down. So I mean,
you're right.
He might not even fucking know. And now he's like, oh shit, I matched with this girl. This is my daughter. Oh fuck. Yeah, I knew your mom. You know, what Sling Johnson say? You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew your mama back in the day. Right. She used to hang on Wilshire and Normandy. You know what I'm saying? Like
right. You never know. But you're right, Kel. Chances are this guy doesn't even know that he has a child. So then you have to go to the mom.
But all they gotta say is like, yeah, is you Patrice's kid, huh? Okay, well, yeah, I used to know her around 78, right? So yeah.
And if that doesn't happen, I would start doing detective work. I would start going around looking at.
I mean, he might not respond.
People's pictures, looking to see if I recognize them. Like, is there a daughter or this? Let me try. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
Because I mean, like I said, if the daddy's just like, yeah, look, man, I met your mama at a Funkadelic concert and went and kicked it after, and what you do, and that was it. I never saw her again. And what do you do? Yeah.
Sometimes,
you know what I'm saying?
That's humans, though. That's humans being human. So that's like, if we could get to that level, yeah, it's shock, it's all of these other things, and it's devastation, but. She won't be the first, she won't be the last, right? So it's stuff that happens all the time. So if you can, I know it's easier said than done, but if you can try to put that in perspective that way and continue to move, man.
All right. Yeah. All right. Good stuff, y'all. Truly Unruly. That's Marcus Trufant. That's Jessica Trufant. My name is Kel. Of course, follow us on all things social at trulyunruly_podcast. And if you want us to answer your emails, email us at trulyunrulypodcast@gmail.com. And of course, like and subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform and catch the visual over on YouTube. Word. Till next time, y'all. Peace. and much love.